and welcome to another Family Ties production of Western Big Six basketball. Tonight we're bringing you the game between the Alleman Pioneers and the United Township High School Panthers. Bringing you the action from Don Morris Gym here at Alleman High School. This is Jim Smith, along with my partner tonight, Steve Yount, head basketball coach at Augustana College. And we're going to watch these two teams do battle. Now, both teams are struggling in the conference a little bit, Steve. UT comes in with an 0-3 record in the conference, 7-6 on the season. And Alleman comes in 1-2 in the conference, but with a 10-4 record on the season. I think they're pretty highly ranked in the Class A ball in the state. So that speaks well for, I think, the kind of conference we see in the Western Big Six.
Yeah, Jim, I'll tell you what, Western Big Six basketball is unbelievable. I go out through the state all through the year in Chicago and Central Illinois, and you won't find quality coaches and quality players that you do in the Western Big Six. And you know, right now I think both teams are trying to make a push to get in the conference hunt. They both come off at tournaments and haven't played for a couple weeks, so probably practiced a lot, got some things straightened out. So I'm anxious to watch both of them play and see what they've done over the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, you'd think by now lineups are probably going to be pretty well set, although you know, we've talked to the coaches and seen things in the newspapers, and lineups may be a little shaky tonight due to injuries and some other unforeseen sicknesses and things. So we'll wait and see when the starting lineups are announced who actually is going to come out, because both coaches got 6 or 7 guys that they've got on tap. So why don't we take a quick break here, and we'll come back with the starting lineups in just a few seconds. Well, we're back, and both teams are getting ready to go with their starting introductions here. First for United Township, at a guard, 5'10" senior, number 12, Adrian Bandy. And for the Pioneers, one of their captains, a veteran performer, 5'10" senior, Pat Voss. He wears number 10. Net forward for the Panthers, a 5'10" senior, Brian Sparks. He's number 20. And a number 20 for the Pioneers, a 5'10" junior, getting a start tonight for the Pioneers, Nate Fromelt. For the Panthers at a guard spot, a 5'10" senior, leading scorer for the Panthers, Jacob Brewster. He's number 23. And for the Pioneers, number 22, a 6'2" senior, Chris Watson. He'll wear 22. At a forward spot for the Panthers, a 6'1" sophomore, number 33, Josh Evans. And for the Pioneers, a 6'2" senior, number 32, Steve Sotos. And at center for the Panthers is 6'3" senior, number 42, Ben Fagerland. And for the Pioneers, a 6'2" senior, number 43, Jeff Manus. Coach for the Panthers, Scott Olson, assisted by Jason Van Hootie. And for the Pioneers, head coach Larry Schulte. Well, both teams got their lineups ready to go. We did see a few different changes, so why don't we take a quick break and be right back with the ball game. Well, we're back. Here we go. Both teams breaking. They're getting the final words from their coaches. Well, Steve, I don't know what you're looking for. Up tempo tonight, you think? I know Panthers, they play that belly bumping man-to-man defense all over the floor sometimes, and this is my first look at the Pioneers. Have you seen them yet this year?
I've seen them once. You know, they do like to run, but they'll press, and I think both coaches build their whole programs around defense and effort, so it should be a fun night, and I'd like to see an up-tempo game, but I'm afraid it's going to be banging each other up.
I was going to say, if we get to 50 points, that'd be a good night, huh?
Yep.
Well, Alleman controls the tip. Number 20, that's Nate Fromelt with the ball. Panthers indeed playing their man-to-man. Quick turnover by the Pioneers. Nobody home on that pass. And the Pioneers come out in their man-to-man. Jacob Brewster sets it up out front. How much of a feeling out process do you have to go through, Coach, at the beginning of a game?
Well, I think you got to kind of get a handle on the people you're guarding and what they like to do, although through the scouting reports.
Well, there's Brian Sparks, 3 points from the corner. Panthers with an early 3-point lead. Pioneers quickly push the ball up the floor. We'll get a shot from Voss from the free throw line. Doesn't go. Bandy gets the ball flicked away.
And I think Voss will look for that shot all night in transition. If he can get that little 15-foot jump shot, he's going to try and have to take it for him.
And we've seen Pat over the years. We know if Mr. Voss gets hot, he can crank him.
Yes, he can.
Well, here we go. They're going to slow it down a little bit. Panthers going to set their offense now. Brewster on the dribble. Brian Sparks on their shot from the corner. This one too strong. Ball out of bounds. Off the Panthers. Going to be Alleman's ball coming this other direction. 3-0 early lead here. This is Jim Smith along with Steve Yount bringing the action on TCI Channel 38. Panthers put a little pressure on the ball.
Now they're doing a little run and jump in the half court, trying to turn him into a trap, so we'll have to look for that as the game goes on.
Okay, Alleman gets it set up. From out with the ball. Over to Voss. Pioneers trying to set some screens and run some cutters through there. Sotos, nice pass down low. Sparks going to pick up the foul. That's nice ball movement there, Coach.
Yeah, it was. It was a great dump down pass. The defender had to come over and help double team the ball, and he dropped it down. Had great court vision that time.
Chris Watson's going to go to the line, shoot a pair. See if we can get Alleman off the snide here, and he does.
You know, free throws are going to be important as these games goes on. You got to make them early in the game and get some confidence. It seems if you make your early ones, and the later ones, all that easier.
I was going to say, it's hard to turn that on later in the game, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
When it gets down to crunch time, Alleman with a little pressure. Ahead to Sparks. Panthers will set the offense now. Brewster dribble, penetrate. Ball moving around the perimeter. We got hands on. It looks like that's going to go against the Pioneers. Steve Soto's going to pick up a foul. Too many hands on him in the middle. We were talking about that before the game about how physical the game has become, and it's going to all levels. You know, I know you see it at your level, and it's. Well,
I think if the officials call that kind of stuff early, it really cleans up the game. So I think that's a good call there to make sure the guys aren't playing with their hands and playing with their feet.
Well, like you said, too, both coaches put a premium on defense, and you want to play defense with your feet. There, young Josh Evans with a nice tip put back. Picks up 2. 5-2, Panthers with an early lead. There's that trap we're talking about. Pioneers get it across. And they'll set the offense. Nate Fromell out front. Moving the ball around the perimeter. Voss working the baseline. Photos on the blocks. Turns. Jumper off the glass. Good.
It looks like they're trying to do that. Get Sotos down low and see if he can operate in the paint some tonight.
Well, neither one of these teams, with Ryan Woods out of the Alleman lineup, he's their big man. Neither one of these teams has a big man in the lineup. I think 6'2", 6'3" is about as big as we're going to go. So pretty even matchup in the paint there.
And that allows you to post up about anybody you want to if you don't have a big shot blocker in there. You can post your guards up and be effective with that.
Bandy with the walk. Turnover by the Panthers. Panthers early lead, 5-4. Pioneers inbounds the ball, full court now. From the Panthers, picking up. Bandy's shadowing Voss all over the court. That's quick on quick there. Got a switch off. Voss. Three-pointer. Count it. Number 20, Nate Fromell makes his presence known.
That was good ball rotation. They were doubling up a little bit down low, and they kicked it out and reversed the ball and got the open look.
And he got a good look. Shoulder square, good shooting form. Knocked it down. 7-5 Pioneers. Pioneers with a little pressure now. Brewster against Fromell. Evans has an idea, doesn't like it. Brewster dribble. Takes it in a little too strong off the glass. I think we got a foul on the rebound. It's going to be Evans, I believe, on the foul.
It was Evans, yeah. He was aggressive going for a rebound, but Alleman was in position to check out, so they got the call.
Two team fouls now. Here comes Cody Duran in for the Panthers. Adrian Bandy's going to go to the bench. Steve Lopez checks in. Fagerlund goes to the bench. Pioneers sticking with their starters here. Duran has Voss now. Coach Olson's plan might be here to keep a fresh set of legs on Voss the whole game and make him work extra hard. Sotos double dribble.
Well, that'd be a good plan if I was coaching, because I think you got to keep a fresh body on him. And he doesn't ever seem to get tired out there.
You know,
either.
I've seen him. This is the third year I've seen him play now, and you're right. He's got a motor that doesn't seem to quit. I've seen a lot of games in the years past where he seems to get stronger as the game goes on. Maybe that's his soccer background.
Might
you know?
be the soccer.
You know, I used to run in the 60 minutes in that game. Lopez has an idea, dumps it down. Good defense. There's Mr. Voss. Brings it up himself, kicks it off to Fromelt, just inside the arc, knocks it down. Nate Fromelt. Well, the Panthers jumped out 5-zip. Pioneers come right back with 9 points, 9-5 for the Pioneers.
Well, they better identify him pretty soon, because he looks good shooting from that shot. Same spot, both hands,
Yeah,
raised to three.
Well, this is the kind of defense we thought we were going to see, Steve. Well, we got to reach in. Got to reach in on Pat Voss. That'll be his first, team's second.
Well, both teams are playing pretty much straight up man-to-man, but they're leaving and doing some trapping in situations too. I don't know if that's a preset or what Larry or Scott's looking to do, but it's caused some problems inside.
Tyson Warden checks in for the Panthers. Brian Sparks goes to the bench. That's Warden in on the inbounds. Gets it into Duran. Back to Warden in the corner. Lopez. Alleman not giving him anything. 3 points. No good. Alleman with the rebound. That's Sotos. He's their leading rebounder at 6'2". Nice pass. Voss down low to Manus. Ball fake up and good. Count it.
Nice inside pump fake. Got his defender in the air and put it in. Made good concentration inside.
11-5. Pioneers with the lead. Ooh. Long skip pass. Brewster down to Evans. Minute 40 to go here in the first period. Been pretty much non-stop action here.
I think Alleman with their diamond press is trying to get him in a little transition game, trying to make him take a quick shot. So they're looking to get it out and run.
17-footer. Sotos rips it down, brings it to the other end. Watson from the corner, no good. Rebound Manus, put back, no good. Lopez battles for the rebound. Off Watson, out of bounds to the Panthers. Well, the Panthers better find an answer here pretty soon, Steve. That's 11-5, and Pioneers got it going pretty good. We got number 24 checking in for the Pioneers. That's Dan Coyne-Logan.
Well, they've had some good looks at the basket. When the ball doesn't fall, it makes it tough. And you know, I think if they make a shot or two, they'll loosen up a little bit.
You know, I've noticed here earlier the Panthers have had the ball and had some decent looks at 15, 16, 17 feet and passed them up to penetrate and try to find a little easier shot, but the Alleman's not giving them that one, so they may have to start taking those. That is a turnover on the inbounds. We've got some fresh bodies in here now for the Pioneers. Jake Smithers is in there. Dan Coyne-Logan's checked in. So Coach Schulte's going to give his starters a rest with a minute to go in the quarter. Sotos down low. Can't get it. Battle for the rebound. Coyne-Logan saved it. Crowd appreciates his efforts. Voss against Duran. Voss from the free throw line. Count it. That's his spot. His first 2 points for Pat Voss. He's averaging 17 a game. 30 seconds remaining in the quarter. Panthers scored early. We've got 30 seconds to go here, and they have still on 5. 13-5. Pioneers with the lead.
I think they've got about 5 minutes without making a bucket, haven't they, by now?
Just about, I'd say. Warden from the corner, 2 points. Tyson Warden off the bench. gets his first 2.
Got a steal on the inbound play, but didn't convert.
Bandy, we're at 4 seconds. Bandy from the arc. Wouldn't go. Ricardo Harris with the rebound. Well, a pretty up-tempo quarter with the pressure defense. So at the end of the first quarter, we got the Alleman Pioneers 13, U.T.H.S 7. This is a Family Ties production on TCI. 10:38, and we'll be right back with the second quarter action. Well, we're back. Both teams leave the huddle at the beginning of the second quarter. It's going to be Panther ball. This is Jim Smith along with Steve Yount bringing into the action tonight from Don Morris Gym. 13-7. Panthers jumped out early, but the Alleman stormed back, scored 13 points. The Panthers could only manage 2. Warden kicks it over to Lopez, can't handle it, runs it down. Panthers going to work the ball on the perimeter. Cordy Duran out front. Lopez, Ricardo Harris in the paint, partially blocked by Steve Sotos. Sotos comes up with the rebound. Gets it off to Fromelt. He brings it up against Duran's pressure. Well, we've got Bandy, Shadow, and Voss again here now. Maybe the plan is we'll try to take Voss away and make somebody else beat us. We got a travel in there. Soto's a little ball fake, moved his pivot foot, I think, and a turnover. Full court pressure.
Well, they're doing a nice job on Voss. He's only had a couple looks at the basket tonight, so somebody else for Alleman's going to have to pick it up.
Lopez to the baseline. To Harris. Warden. All right, Duran pulls it out. Harris, ball fake. Voss, quick hands, reaches in and just takes his dribble away. Voss kicks it to Fromelt, left-hander, puts it up from the arc, no good. Bandy with the rebound. Here he comes quickly the other direction. He tries to dump it down to Ricardo Harris, but we got number 22 hustling back there. That's Chris Watson. Breaks that play up. Brewster and Fagerlin check back in. Harris and Duran go to the bench for the Panthers. Number 40, Jeff O'Hearn, will check in. Give Steve Sotos his first rest of the game. Well, what do the Panthers got to do to break this Alleman pressure here, Coach?
Well, I think, they need to look at maybe attacking the basket after they break the initial trap, but I think maybe Scott wants to play a half-court game with them, and it's 13-10, so they're hanging right with them.
Well, they just knocked down a 3, so that doesn't hurt. Jacob Brewster from the corner. Jeff Manus, little strong. Warden with the rebound for the Panthers. Over to Bandy. Bandy's going to slow it down. I think you're right. I think the Panthers would prefer to play a half-court game and get a good look at the basket, not try to shoot off the dribble too much.
Yep.
Brewster, no good. Warden with the rebound. He goes back up off the glass, a little strong. O'Hearn with the rebound. We're going to get a walk.
I saw, yeah, there's no question about that.
His tennis shoes worked too good.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
His feet stopped, his body kept going, he couldn't help but travel.
O'Hearn hustled after the ball, but couldn't get his feet under him, so.
Well, Steve Sotos gets a short rest. He's right back in after about 30 seconds. And here comes Josh Evans back in now for the Panthers, and Tyson Warden will leave the game. Both coaches by this time of the season probably got their 6 or 7 players, that maybe even 8, that they're going to go to all the time. And I know Coach Olson has talked about his lack of height, so early in the season they were substituting by platoon. They'd go 5 for 5 some games. They just switch in and out, so they got a lot of players that have a lot of playing time. Here comes the Pioneers. Watson to Voss. Bandy bumps him from behind. He'll pick up that foul. That's his first. Third team foul now for the Panthers. 13-10. 5:04 remaining here in the first half. Alleman with the lead. Watson on the inbounds to Fromelt. Fromelt worked off the dribble. Not much there. Panthers forcing the ball out away from the basket. There we go, down inside. Sotos doesn't handle the pass. Kicked it back to Watson. He's going to get a double dribble.
Yep. UT did a great job that possession, keeping them out of the way from the basket. And they tried to run a set right off the bat and never got into it. And so credit their defense.
Seemed like the ball just kept working further and further from the basket, and then they got it down in and we didn't handle the inlet pass. So,
you know, as coaches, we always talk to our players about reversing the ball and using all the court. And that time, UT took that away from Alleman and did a nice job defensively.
Brian Sparks has come back in the ball game. He's giving Bandy a rest now. Jacob Brewster out front. He's the leading scorer for the Panthers, averaging 10.1 a game. Brewster dumps it to Fagerlund. 10-footer won't go, just a little strong. Rim seemed tight here at Alleman.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, both teams have had good shots. They're not shooting a very high percentage of this time.
Voss for three, nope. Ball's loose, out of bounds. We're going to go back to the Pioneers. Coach Schulte up off the bench, calls in a play. Fromelt going to trigger the ball in. Watson breaks to the wing. Coach Schulte shouting some instructions now. Trying to get a different set here. Voss on the dribble. He loses it. Sparks goes to the floor. Gets called for traveling.
Well, that's a tough call. You know, a kid hits the floor going after the ball. You got to appreciate the effort.
You know, I'm not so sure that happened right in front of us. I'm not so sure he ever had complete possession until he actually slid to its stop. But
yeah.
That's tough job. I'm not trying to officiate the game here, folks.
I do that enough as it is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tonight.
Yeah. Voss loses control of the ball. Goes right to Evans. He's trying to drive and dump it down to somebody. I didn't catch who it was, but went right to Josh Evans for the Panthers. So Panthers with the chance to cut the lead to 2 or possibly tie it with a three-pointer. 13-10. We've been stuck on that score. Alleman hasn't scored yet this quarter. Well, here's their chance. Quick pass ahead to Voss. He goes up. Evans blocks, but he gets it. He's got a hand on his hip while he's blocking it, so he's going to pick up his second foul of the night. 4 team fouls for the Panthers. That's going to put Voss on the line.
Well, a lot of people don't see that. When they watch the play, they'll watch the hand getting the ball cleanly. They don't see what happens below the waist. And I thought that was a nice call. He was kind of riding him with his
there's a lot of separation up there by where the ball was.
Yes, there was.
Pat puts his first one through. Here comes Steve Smith
foul too, Jim, because you don't want to give a kid an open layup and make him go to the free throw line and earn it. It wasn't he went for the ball and the block, and so that was a good, solid defensive effort.
Kevin McLean checking in for the Pioneers, and Nate Fromelt's going to get a little break here. 3:06 remain, 14-10. Started off a fairly decent scoring game, and all of a sudden we've kind of hit the skids. Alleman comes down with a rebound. Terrence Clark has checked in for the Panthers. He's up there tipping the ball around. Lopez comes away with it ahead to Brewster. He brings it across the lane, pulls up, dumps it down to Clark, goes into the basket, lays it up and in. 13-12. 14-12. Alleman with the 2-point lead. Terrence Clark hustling back. Good idea. Smithers going to dump it down to Manus. Terrence Clark really hustling down the floor. Breaks that up.
Both teams are really playing hard tonight, and I think that's one of the problems with scoring, because they're really getting so active defensively and not giving a lot of good looks out there.
Hey, if you get a good look, you better take it, because it's not going to be there for very long. Cohen Logan with the ball. Both teams working hard. Outside shot. Steve Sotos with a three-pointer. Yeah, that stretches the Alleman lead out. 17-12 now, 5-point lead. Long pass ahead to Lopez. He had Clark coming down the wing. Couldn't handle the ball. So now the Panthers will set their offense. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the half.
U.T.'s been patient most of the night here, working the ball around side to side.
Brian Sparks,
open look there.
That's his second three of the night, if I'm not mistaken. One in the first quarter. He opened the scoring and cuts that lead to 2 again. Pioneers quickly down the floor. Manus, little fall away jumper. Gets his second hoop of the night. 19-15. 1:20 remaining, first half. Brewster ahead to Clark. Lopez to Clark. Clark can't get it to go. Good defense by Jake Smithers that time. Coin Logan works it in. A little too strong. Well, that's a nice move. Out to Brewster. Well, all of a sudden we're end to end here, Steve.
Yeah, the pace has picked up the last 2 minutes of this quarter finally.
Yeah, Panthers going to set it now. Over the top. Lopez up. No, won't go. Evans gets it rejected. Clark rebound tipped away. Sparks down the lane. And we're going to get a charging call on Brian Sparks for the Panthers. Boy, and the Alleman crowd really appreciates the defensive effort by the Pioneer kids here.
That was quite a flurry underneath the basket there. A couple blocks and teams going after the ball. And, you know, coaches love it when kids step in and take a charge.
Well, Coach Olney's real happy. Coach Olson's not real happy.
True.
You know how that works.
Yes, it is.
One guy loves that charge. The other guy says it's a block.
Well, both teams have stayed true to form since the start of the game. Full court pressure, looking to trap a little bit. There's a big trap in the corner. That was a quick foul.
A little reach in on Terrence Clark. He's going to pick up his first. 6-team foul. So the Pioneers will be in the bonus now.
Well, 40 seconds to go in the half. Neither team in the bonus. That's a pretty cleanly played game.
You know, as hard as defensive they've been playing, that's pretty amazing. There hadn't been more fouls. I think we got a total of 8 fouls in the entire game. Long pass ahead to Sotos, and the Pioneers are going to set up, probably try to work it down to one last shot, I would imagine, unless they get an absolute layup.
Good one, yeah.
Well, we're down to the 20-second mark. Panthers extending their defense out. 15 seconds. Got Manus setting high post picks. Under 10 now. 6. Panthers doing a good job of keeping them away from the basket. Sotos, 15-footer at the buzzer. Count it! Boy, and the crowd erupts here. Well, Pioneers showed great patience there. Working the ball around the perimeter. Panthers did a good job on defense.
Now the Panthers, I thought they guarded that real well. Sotos just made a nice offensive move there as the clock was winding down. Nothing you can do about that. He hit a tough shot.
Well, so that brings the half to an exciting close here. Alleman leads it 21-15 over the Panthers. Why don't we take a break and we'll bring you right back with second half action.
Winning number 056419. 056419. $195.
Well, we're back here, everybody. Both teams have had their halftime talks. We're back on the floor. This is Jim Smith along with Coach Steve Yount from Augustana College, bringing you the ball game from Don Morris Gym tonight. Pioneers 21-15 halftime lead. Coach Yount, as a coach, what are you telling your boys at halftime?
Well, I'll tell you what, you can't fault their effort at all. I think both teams really laid it on the line and got after it. And I think they both did the things they wanted to do defensively. I thought U.T. did a great job on Voss. You know, they really took him out of it. I think he ended up with 3 points in the first half and missed some shots, but he's not had many good looks. Both teams have pressed really well, created some turnovers. You know, the shooting percentage is probably the one thing that they're going to talk about. Relax, shoot the ball, try and hit the offensive boards, and maybe reverse the ball a time or two and get a better look every now and then. But, you know, it should be an interesting second half. I'll tell you what, first 2-3 minutes will probably decide whether it's going down the wire or whether one team wants to take control.
Going to break out and see what happens. Yeah. You talked about the shooting percentage not being very well. There's a lot of, I wouldn't call them point blank shots, but a lot of shots around the basket. They seemed to be just a little tight. You know, they had a little too much on them. They were rolling around or coming off the glass a little hard. So
Well, you mentioned early in the first half that you thought the rims were tight here, so that may have something to do with it.
I just a couple of rebounds just seemed like they bounded awfully high for the range of shot that the kids were taking. So, and that's an adjustment you make as the game goes on, I'm sure. Well, Alleman's going to get the ball on the alternate possession rule, so they'll start the second half off. Again, you're watching a Family Ties production on TCI Channel 38. Jim Smith with Steve Yount bringing you the action from Don Morris Gym. Pioneers 6-point lead. We talked early, Steve, about this being a low-scoring game, and so far it's lived up to that billing. Manus works it down low, takes it up and in, so the Pioneers strike first.
And Alleman staying in their press. They're going to look to trap at half court.
And they break it. Now we'll see what the Panthers have in store here. Brewster has an idea from 3 points. Sparks says, I'll take it. Won't go. Fagerlund high for the rebound. Can't control it. Manus comes out with it. Set the lineups here as the action goes. For the Pioneers, we got Voss, Manus, Fromelt, Sotos, and Watson. Nice drive by Voss. Can't get it to go. He picks his pocket. Ball's loose in the paint. We've got a jump ball, and ball's going to go to the Panthers on the alternating possession. For the Panthers, we've got the starters back in there, that being Sparks, Brewster, Fagerlund, Evans, and Bandy.
Well, I thought maybe U.T.H.S come out second half, maybe attack the press a little bit more once they get it across half court, but so far it looks like they're happy to back it out and set up offense and look for the shot he wants.
I'm going to say that's 2 for 2 now, 2 trips, and they've got it down. Okay, they got it across the timeline. We'll set it up and get our shot. Evans has an idea from the free throw line, a little strong. Ball comes right back to him. So the Panthers will reset and go again. Brewster out front. Bandy on the wing. Panthers moving the ball around the perimeter. Fagerlund flashes across the lane. Sparks from just inside the line gets the first 2 for the Panthers in the second half. Brian Sparks, 8 points on the night for Mr. Sparks.
Well, he's carried them offensively. Usually an 8 points isn't much of a carry load, but when you get 17 so far.
And he's only averaging 2.8. Yeah, and he's got half the points. Sotos from outside, a little strong.
Voss just makes an unbelievable hustle play. Didn't quite convert on the layup.
Well, the Panthers will bring it down. A little pressure from the Pioneers. Fagerlund out to Bandy, 3. Won't go. Fromelt with the rebound. Pioneers got the numbers. Fromelt going to get called for the charge. Now, Nate Fromelt bringing that ball quickly up on the press.
Well, you get that call out, Jim, when you leave your feet passing the ball. You know,
you get up and you can't do anything about it, right? So at 5:24 here in the third quarter, Alleman with the 23-17. Panthers take a timeout, and so will we. We'll be right back. Well, we're back. Panthers out of their huddle after a timeout. We're talking during our little break here, Coach Jan, about the Panthers seem to be content to play half court, and Pioneers seem to want to move the tempo up a little bit.
Well, that's real obvious. You know, both teams pressure, and one will attack the press and try and score. The other one backs it up and gets a half-court offense, and you know that's what you want to do, what you feel most comfortable with. Although that time U.T.H.S throws up a quick shot.
Well, that was Brian Sparks, and he's had the hot hand. If there is a hot hand, he's got 2 threes in another basket. He's the only player on the floor that's got 3 baskets. No, Steve Sotos, I take that back, has 3 hoops. Voss quickly down the floor, kicks it to Sotos. Brings it back out front, and Pioneers will set.
They got Voss around a double screen that time. Got a good shot, just didn't convert. Manus did a nice job hitting the boards.
Manus, nice job on the boards, and he couldn't handle it going back up. Terrence Clark checks in for your East Moline now for Ben Fagerlund. He's a 6'2" junior. Brewster works against the press. They get it across the timeline. They'll work it back outside now. Again, Panthers content to play their half-court game. 23-17. 4 minutes and 30 seconds here in the third quarter. Alleman still working real hard on defense. Brewster working that baseline. Terrence Clark, 14-footer, won't go. Alleman with the rebound. That's Chris Watson. And Alleman. Spot Fromel underneath. Terrence Clark gets a little too rambunctious. Picks up a second foul. First team foul of the half there. Cody Duran quickly off the bench for United Township. He's going to come in for Brewster. Steve Lopez also checks in. And he's coming in for Adrian Bandy. Chris Watson on the inbounds. Pat Voss right in front of us now. He's working against Brian Sparks. Manus turnaround jumper, count it. Very nice. Jeff Manus, all 4 Alleman points this half. 25-17, 8-point Alleman lead. Clark loses his footing and the ball. Pioneers 2-on-1 break. Manus dumps it down to Watson, lays it up and in. Boy, good hustle.
Alleman's really trying to pick up the pressure of the game right now in this press. Maybe that last possession we saw why Coach Olson wanted them to back it up, because they didn't handle it when they tried to take it to the basket, turned it over.
Well, Coach, you talked about when we come out the first half of the third quarter, kind of determine how it's going to go, and Alleman's stretched that lead to 10. They've made a quick move here in the last minute or so. Full court pressure now. Long cross-court pass. Sparks drives the baseline, puts it up, won't go, gets his own rebound, puts up a left-hander, won't go. Coyne Logan out with the rebound. Here come the Pioneers quickly the other way. They want to run to the basket. We get a charge call. Basket goes in, but it's not going to count. Kevin McLean is going to pick up that foul.
I was just watching Coach Scholey over there. He wasn't too pleased with that call. I wonder if I look like that sometimes, too.
Well, that was obviously a block from where he was sitting. Well, the Pioneers definitely want to play that up-tempo game. They're really forcing the action now.
There goes
and it's paid off for them. Pat Voss with a foul. He's up and on the double team. Picks up his second foul. That's the third team foul now for the Pioneers. They only had 2 fouls the whole first half, so they picked up the defensive pressure, taking a few more chances, maybe bodying up a little bit more. I think that's more what that call was than anything else.
Well, it's an important time of the game. They might have made a nice little run, got it to 10. Now it's either going to extend to 15 or come back to 5. So next 2 minutes and 30 seconds are important to keep the defensive pressure up on them.
Lopez just inside the arc, 2 points. Steve Lopez gets his first 2 of the night.
Now, a real important basket there. That might give the UT Panthers a little confidence now at the offensive end of the floor.
When Logan almost loses the dribble, will be kicking to Voss. McLean pulls up, 16-footer won't go. Jeff Manus, big rebound, put back. 10 points for Manus. Back to 10-point lead now, 29-19 for the Pioneers. 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Alleman pressure here, Coach. We almost created a turnover.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, UT needs to look up the court a little bit. That time Alleman had 3 players surrounding 1 guy, so you know there's somebody open. But a lot of times it's tough to do that when you got 3 guys on you to see the whole court.
especially when they got you pinned in the corner like that. Lopez goes to the hole, won't go. Clark with the rebound. He's fouled by McLean. Panthers will have it out underneath. That's McLean's second. Fourth team foul now. 10-point lead, 1:44 remaining here in the third quarter. Jim Smith along with Steve Yount for Family Ties Production here on TCI Channel 38. Again, a fast-paced quarter, Coach.
This game is flying by. I'll tell you what, there's not been a whole lot of foul shots and not a lot of stoppage in play, so it's going really quick.
We've had 4 free throws the entire game, and those were all in the first half. So we haven't had very many shooting fouls, and neither team made it into the bonus in the first half.
Well, as a coach, you like that. You don't want to put the other team on the line.
And it's been an extremely hard-played defensive game. Panthers looking for the shot. Scott Olson up off the bench. Brewster trying to get him organized. On the dribble, drives, penetrates, off the glass, won't go. Sotos with the rebound. Here come the Pioneers. Ooh, Voss finds an opening in the lane, lays it in.
Well, he's one of the reasons that Alleman wants to play an up-tempo game, because it sure fits his style of play. Aggressive and going to the basket. And I'll tell you what, Alleman's done a nice job on Brewster tonight. I think he's just got 1 3-point field goal and hadn't scored since then.
Well, with 58 seconds remaining in the third quarter, the Panthers says, let's take a timeout. We can't afford another minute of this. So Pioneers have stretched that lead to 12. Why don't we take a quick break, too, and we'll be right back with the remainder of the third quarter. Now we're back. Panthers take a timeout with 58 seconds remaining as the Pioneers have stretched their lead to 12 points now. Coach Olson says, let's regroup and see if we can get some points. Well, Steve Lopez setting a pick. Brewster thought he was looking for the ball. He wasn't. Pioneers have it. Manus from the free throw line. Ball's loose. Brewster has it. He brings it quickly there. And off to Clark. Takes it to the basket. Can't get it to go. Manus with the rebound. Oh, we're going to get a traveling call against the Pioneers. Voss and Watson both kind of handled the ball there. And Randy Messerolo, veteran official, says that's a walk, boys. Bring it back. 31 seconds remain.
Now, how many times have we seen this tonight where UT's got the ball point blank inside and just couldn't convert? And I'll tell you what, at least 5 or 6 times they make half those shots. They're still right in the ball game. So they need to start converting those, or it's going to get over here in a hurry.
Coach, as you look at the game film, how many times do you run those back and forth? Or does that just torment you?
Well, yeah, there's nothing you can do about it either. You got to make shots. You got to make them at the basket if you're going to be successful.
Well, the Panthers trying to answer the Alleman run now.
20 seconds and a half. Looks like UT may play for the final shot.
Alleman really got the defensive pressure cranked up. They had Sparks trapped in the corner. Kevin McLean, in his limited duties, he's picked up 3 fouls. That's 5 team fouls now. Most of them thanks to Mr. McLean. And 17 seconds. Tyson in the corner. Lopez. 10 seconds. Panthers trying to look for a good shot. They're down by 12. 4 seconds. Warden off the dribble. Lopez, 17-footer. Won't go. And this third quarter is going to end with that 12-point lead. Pioneers outscore the Panthers 10-4 and stretch that lead to 12. So we'll be right back. Pioneers lead at 31-19. Well, we're back. This is Jim Smith along with Steve Yount, bringing you the action from Don Morris Gym, a Family Ties production. Pioneers kind of broke it open there in the third quarter, Steve. This is a big possession for both teams, I imagine.
Well, UT started second half in a little matchup zone here. May look to try and trap and create some problems. I don't know when you're 12 down to play a zone. I think Alleman just hold it out. Make them come chase them a while.
And that's what they're going to do. They got Paul Linden inserted in the lineup. He's the big man. Saw a lot of action early when Ryan Woods went out with his wrist injury, or never really got started, I guess.
UT's jumped back into man-to-man right away, which is a good decision by Scott.
Watson fires from three-point, like gets his own rebound. So the Pioneers will have another crack at it. Nate Fromelt, good job at the point tonight. Linden at the free throw line. Pioneers are going to be real content here, and I think to take nothing but a real good shot. Bandy goes for the steal, doesn't get it. Yeah, he's going to pick up a foul. They're working against Voss. Voss did a good job of protecting that ball.
Well, UT can afford to be aggressive defensively right now. Excuse me, with only two team fouls. They got 4 more to give before they even get Alleman in the bonus. So I think we're going to see them be very aggressive, slap for the ball, and go for some steals here in the last couple minutes.
Got subs coming in here, getting some fresh legs in. Tyson Warden checks in, as well as D. Hunter. Hunter seeing his first action for the Panthers tonight. Maybe inserting some quickness into the lineup and create a few turnovers, take some chances. Voss is just too quick. Evans tries to cut him off, can't do it. So Evans picks up his 3rd foul. 3 team fouls now for the Panthers. 6:45 remaining in the contest. We talked early, Steve, about it being a low-scoring contest. It's 31-19, and we're 1:15 into the 4th quarter.
And Alleman's had the ball at this end of the court the whole quarter so far. They haven't. UT hadn't had an opportunity to get the ball back and score. So
Linden, point blank. Oh, Linden can. Coach Shelly inserts him in the lineup. He responds with a bucket. 14-point Alleman lead, 33-19. Hunter from the base. Warden from the baseline can't go. Evans hustling rebound. He's trapped in the corner. Kicks it to Bandy. Down to Hunter. Drives the baseline. Linden blocks him. Panthers will have it out of bounds. As the Pioneers pick up their 6th team foul. Man, that could be important. The Panthers will take every opportunity they can to score with that clock stop.
Right. Now that they're getting in the bonus situation, next foul, that should help them.
Dan Coyne-Logan checks in for the Pioneers. Manus in there, Sotos. Brewster from three-point land, won't go. Warden with the rebound. Pioneers almost have it. Bandy's going to crank from 3. Too strong, won't go. Ball off the boards. Sotos with the rebound. Tyson Warden's going to pick up the foul. Well, it's easy to see why Sotos is their leading rebounder, Coach.
Well, he's aggressive inside. Nice athlete. He gets up high, spreads out, plays very strong.
And it appears he's a quick jumper. You know, he's off the floor before everybody else. Voss kicks it to Sotos in the corner. Don't like that one. Coyne-Logan partially blocked by Warden, or Hunter, excuse me. Coyne-Logan gets it back. Hunter fouls him this time. And he'll go to the line. 5th team foul. Dan Coyne-Logan going to go to the line, shoot a pair. He has yet to score. He's seen some action in the first half. And these are our first free throws of the second half. Had a total of 4 in the first half. And Dan gets his first one to go. 34-19, 15-point Pioneer lead.
Well, UT jumped in too early that time.
Second one no good. Adrian Bandy jumped in the lane too soon, so Coyne-Logan missed that. He's going to get another one.
He's got a little hitch in his free throw there. Makes you want to jump in, so you got to be careful.
He pulls it up and stops.
Yep.
And he makes the Panthers pay. He converts that freebie.
Alleman staying in their full court press. They've done a great job with it tonight. UT's had problems with it, and it's also taking some time off the clock.
You know, it makes them work to bring the ball up. And you pointed out earlier that the Panthers are going to stay in their half-court game, so they take time off the clock, bringing the ball up, and then setting their offense takes time. They don't have a lot left. We got 5:20 remaining in the game. Panthers trail by 16. Warden, 3 points for the Panthers. Panthers appear like they're going to try to go to the three-point game.
Last couple trips down, they've put them up pretty quickly. If they make 2 or 3 of them here real quick, they get jumped right back into it.
Well, 5 minutes just ticked by. Pioneers by 13 now. And again, they'll be content to hold the ball, I'm sure, and look for a good shot.
I'm sure he wants them to take a good shot, but sometimes as a coach, you worry, Larry, that your guys don't look to score at all, and then you get a little tentative, and then you turn it over, don't take a shot you need to talk. So I think Larry probably still wants them to be aggressive and look to score with the type of shot that everybody's expecting on the court.
Right.
Like that one.
Nice kick down. Fromelt to Manus. He converts.
That was just textbook basketball. Broke the pressure down. Nice two-handed bounce pass inside and convert. You're going to win a lot of games playing like that.
Well, that was nice. That was well executed. Josh Evans comes down. The crowd wants to walk, but Evans puts it up and through. Count it, 37-24. 4 minutes remaining. Ball out of bounds. Going to go to the Panthers. Or Pioneers, excuse me. Got some fresh legs coming in now. Chris Watson checks back in for Coyne Logan. Here comes Cody Duran and Brian Sparks in for the Panthers. And Sylvester Banks comes in for the Panthers.
Getting some fresh troops in there, trying to keep the defensive pressure up.
Well, this is real critical now for East Moline. They've got to make a move if they're going to make one right now, I'm sure. And the Pioneers have done a good job of taking care of the ball. Lob over the top. Sotos bounces it off Evans. It's a good play. And a clean play. Threw it at his feet.
Yep. It was a nice heads-up play.
That's the one in the pros where they jump up and call timeout for that 20-second timeout, isn't it? Steve Sotos with that basket.
Yes. Great backdoor cut.
39-24, back to that 15-point lead. Sparks 3 from the corner, count it. So the Panthers answer quickly, and that's Brian's third three-pointer of the game. Reach-in foul. I believe it's going to go on Evans. Yes, it does. That's Josh's fourth. Got subs coming in. Jake Smithers checks in for Alleman, and for UT, Terrence Clark. Steve Sotos goes to the bench, as does Evans with 4 fouls.
Well, next foul, I think they're in the bonus, so Alleman makes free throws. It's going to be real tough for UT to catch up.
Manus, who misses a short one. The weak side rebound. Nate Fromelt's there, puts it back. Alleman just keeps driving those nails in. Alleman's got some second chance baskets here this half, too. Long pass to Tyson Warden, couldn't quite handle it, but the ball goes off a Pioneer player over off Jake Smithers, so the Panthers will get it underneath their own basket. 3 minute, 1 second remain here. 41-27. All Pioneers here in the second half. Panthers have 2 threes here in the fourth quarter. That was a nice idea. We thought we had a backdoor cut, but he pulled up. So it's a turnover for the Panthers. They can't afford too many more of those. Panthers with the full court press. Cody Duran with the steal. Lays it up and in. 2 points. Duran his first 2 of the night. 12-point lead for the Pioneers. Pioneers break the press. Manus puts it up. Bank shot won't go. Clark with the rebound. He gets tied up with Smithers. Jake will pick up his first. And more importantly for UT, that'll put Terrence Clark on the line. Shooting 1 in the bonus.
Well, that was 2 bad things for having for Alleman right there. I think that was a little quicker shot than Coach Schulte wanted. And then didn't run any time off. Don't make UT come back and execute on offense. You put them on the line, so they get 2 quick points here. If they convert these free throws, that gets it down to a 10-point game with 2:30 to go.
And it wasn't that long ago. It was a 16-point game. So,
right.
So you mentioned it earlier. The 3-point shot gets you back in a hurry, and Panthers now have a chance to score with no time ticking off the clock. Clark gets his first one.
That's one thing late in the game you want to do with the lead, is to make the other team score points without putting them on the free throw line. They got to use some time. I think Alleman's got to do a better job now handling this press. And they need to, when they get to the half court, start setting it up a little bit and using a little bit of time. Now they're that part of the game where, you know, time's more important than score.
Right. It's almost, you know, I'm sure you don't tell the kids, but it's almost like we have enough points. Now let's just take care of the
ball. Especially if they're a good free throw shooting team, they'll get confident at the line.
Panthers, full court pressure. Clark goes for the steal. He bumps into Voss, and that's going to put Alleman into the bonus now. Terrence Clark picks up his third. And Voss is going to go to the line. Shoot the bonus. Bandy comes back in for Sylvester Banks for UT. 2:16 remains here. You're watching a Family Ties production on TCI, Channel 38.
Oh, big miss there. They can get it down under double figures.
See if the Panthers are going to look for the three. Sparks is a three-point shooter. Bandy shoots threes. Sparks tries to drive through the forest. Bandy helps get the ball back. Ball's loose. Jump ball. UT's ball. Alternating possession. Well, UT catches a break there. Sparks tried to dribble that ball through a lot of traffic.
Well, he was aggressive trying to go to the basket. I think he's probably trying to get there or get fouled and get to the free throw line.
Ward on the inbounds to Duran. Duran against Voss, 10 on 10. Sparks, long three-pointer, count it. Brian Sparks, Mr. 3 points tonight. 4 threes for Brian. Quick foul by the Panthers. And we've got that lead down to 8.
Well, I'll tell you what, as quick as the game went to this point, with a minute and 30, it's going to take a while to get through, because I think UT's going to have to foul.
Yeah, they're going to have to foul. They're going to just have to do it every chance they get.
And the closer the score, the tougher the free throws are. You know, when you got a 10, 12-point lead, you feel a little bit more confident at the line than you do if it gets down to 4 or 5 points. That's when it starts to tighten up a little bit.
Well, Voss was at the line a second ago, and you call it a big miss. However, Chris Watson knocks the first one down. That's got to make that second one a lot easier.
A lot easier. Watson's got nice form. No wasted motion, right to the basket, and I jinxed him, I think.
Yeah, but the long rebound comes out to the Pioneers. We're just under 1:30 now remaining in the game. Panthers trying to trap all over the floor here now. Pioneers moving the ball quickly around. Voss, Fromelt. Pioneers doing a good job. Watson, back to Voss. Pioneers doing a good job of spreading the floor out, not allowing themselves to get trapped. Kick it back out. We're at the 1 minute mark, 42-33.
Well, that was just a great job by Alleman, spreading the floor and moving the ball quickly, staying one pass ahead of a trap, and it's also tough to foul if you don't have the ball, and they were getting ahead of the fouls there too. So,
you know, Panthers were running, trying to trap and couldn't get there. Like you said, the Pioneers did a good job of moving that ball. Chris Watson goes to the line, shooting one in the bonus, knocks that first one down. Well, that gets it back to double figures, 43-33 now. And the second one's up. Again, a little too strong. Oh, big rebound, put back by number 40, Jeff O'Hearn. Gets his first hoop of the night, but that's a huge one. That may have done it.
Well, that's twice in the last 2 possessions that UT didn't come up with a rebound on a missed free throw, and they paid both times. So, I mean, it's the little things in games like this that drive coaches crazy.
You know, UT had it down to 8 at that situation, and now it's leads back to 12. They've got the ball, but they only have 40 seconds to go. Going to have to shoot the long jumpers, and they're only getting one shot. UT has a fairly small lineup, and they don't have any of their rebounders in the game. Quickly ahead. Here's O'Hearn. He gets another cheapie as they go over the top of the press, 47-33, 15 seconds. Pioneers are going to probably just about let them do about anything they want to. There's Sparks. See if he can hit that fifth three. Terrence Clark gets the rebound, puts it back. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And that's the ball game. Well, the Pioneers really turned it up there in the fourth quarter. Pulled away with a 47-35 score. Your assessment of the fourth quarter, Coach Yount?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think the game was won in the third quarter, Jim, with Alleman doing a nice job, putting some pressure on. UT had some trouble scoring. They got the lead from about 4 or 5 points up to 10 or 12. And then at the start of the second half, they just jumped on them right away, too. UT kids, they played extremely hard and did a nice job, but when shots don't fall, it makes everything else look bad, you know. And when shots fall and you make some of those easy shots, it helps everything else down the line. Sparks did a nice job trying to keep them in the game with hitting 4 threes.
Panthers have 6 threes on the night. That's the only thing that really kept them close, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. Pioneers with only 1 3 on the night that I can see looking at the unofficial scorebook here, 2 threes. But did a nice job of spreading it around. Jeff Manus stepped up real big there in the third quarter with 6 of the 10 points the Pioneers put up and finished the night with 12. And like you said, that third quarter kind of put it away for the Pioneers.
Yeah, Manus came in and did a nice job. He hit a lot of his baskets were on offensive rebounds where he just aggressively went to the basket and converted them. I thought UT did a very nice job on Voss. You know, he got a sore knee and playing with the brace, but played extremely hard. But that's a great sign for Alleman when they can keep Voss in check and they can still win games. So, and in the Western Big Six, Jim, you got to win your games at home if you want to compete.
You're darn right.
And so this is a big win, and I'm sure UT will take some positive things out of this. They played excellent defense, played extremely hard. Next game, the shots might fall, and they're going to get a win.
Well, the Pioneers take care of business at home. Even their conference record to 2-2. They moved to 11-4 on the season. Panthers unfortunately dropped to 0-4. Their record evens out at 7-7. Extremely hard-fought contest. Pioneers come up on the winning end. So our congratulations go out to Coach Schulte and his charges. Why don't we wrap this thing up here, Steve? I appreciate you sitting in tonight.
I enjoyed it, Jim. Thanks for inviting me.
Real pleasure. It was a quick moving ball game. Folks, again, this is a Family Ties production here on Channel 38 TCI. If you like what you see, let us know. Give us a call in the station. If you have ideas, suggestions, don't be afraid to let us know. We're always looking for ways to improve our broadcasts. So for Steve Yount, this is Jim Smith, wrapping it up here from Don Moore's Gymnasium at Alleman High School. Again, the Alleman Pioneers victorious over the UT Panthers, 47-35. That does it for tonight. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.
The theme was fortunate enough to keep his body behind the ball in the on-charging player.
He did get a call on that. He warned Jeff Davies and gave him an indirect down there on the inside the goal box. It'll be indirect for dangerous.
When the goalie's on the ground like that, they usually won't allow you to slide in feet first toward his head or near his head at all. Long kick coming out. Saisto with the ball in the middle of the field, trying to play it out wide, looking for Broad. Out
Grip.
of bounds.
No, it'll be Saucedo taking the throw in.
Sato
looking for grip.
Long to grip. He's got space into the corner.
Whoa.
Shoulder
Grip
off
touches
the ball.
it. It'll be a goal kick. He was looking for an obstruction call. I think he's going to call it.
Side flagman raises his flag.
He's given. It looks like he's going to give him an indirect. They're going to give him an obstruction call. It looked like a good call. Oh my goodness! Could have been given a yellow card for that, but the ref didn't see it.
Kick will be taken by Saucedo. This is arm straight up. This is an indirect. So he cannot score directly on goal with this. Shooting it low and hard. Looking, stepped over nicely by King.
Ryan King marked up in the middle by Mason Boudelier, number 10. Elias with Broad. Broad passes it back. Dioper in the middle to number 9, Jason Smith. Cleared out of bounds, though.
Justin Pierce with the throw in.
All the way into Clayton Kipp.
Something long left could work. Oh, there's the pass. Not anticipated for by the Panthers. Knocked down nicely by King.
Chipping it over, looking for Saucedo. Saucedo with tremendous speed, can't quite get there. Good idea on the part of King. Good hustle on the part of Saucedo. Great tandem out there.
Rock Island starting to push up, getting more players into the offensive end. Long pass down the middle. Definitely looking for the
that quick controlled feet by Clayton Kipp. That's number 8, Jeremy Vroman in the middle again.
Kipp still in control, bringing the ball down, passing into the middle.
Alex Sandoval.
Nicely by Sandoval.
Trying to get it through to Grip. Couldn't quite get it there. Zach Vroman, Jeremy's brother, I'm assuming.
Townsell, quick feet, passing in and out.
Townsell to King. King with a great move, but didn't see the 2 Rocky players coming. Doug Thiem coming out, gonna have to. Doug making a bad move.
Excellent play.
Clayton Kipp with excellent hustle.
Ooh.
Covering up for the slight mistake on the air from Doug Thiem coming out.
Thiem couldn't pick it up as he was outside the box. He thought he had enough time. He thought he had Dioper's speed judge well enough where the ball would roll inside the box. He could pick it up with his hands, but boy, Dioper
I think it looked like he tried to.
For that.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to dribble it back into the box, and Dioper tipped it away from him. And
right.
Had Clayton Kipp not hustled down there, it definitely would have been a tight ball game again. There's Saucedo. There's Kipp again with those great volley clears. Sandoval giving chase. Burkhalter back to sweeper off of Sandoval. Still in bounds. There's Nick Sandoval. There's the other. There's Vroman. There's Grip. Sandoval was off. He was off. 2 or 3 yards.
You need to check quick their defensive positions, their defensive marks, before they just look at the ball and receive it.
James Burkhalter setting the ball up. He'll take the kick.
Phil Weaver a little bit disappointed in Thiem for not playing that ball out with his feet. Warner defending well. There goes Dioper. And also the other Thiem sliding out, erases the ball.
Cleared out by Elias Saucedo.
Not taking any chances with that one, because he certainly didn't know who was behind him at that time. Back in the goal, there's Clayton Kipp again, covering up for Thiem whenever he goes back. Ty Anderson checking in for the Rocks. Rock Island having a couple close opportunities here. Of course, only a 3-1 score, 27 minutes left in the game. One more Rocky goal would definitely make it a very tight game. Dioper with the ball, turns, shoots, just high.
High and wide.
Josh Ferry will check into the Panther lineup. Coach Weaver trying to establish a little bit better control of the middle of the field.
Okay, it'll be John Townsell coming out. And it'll be King and Ferry in the middle. It's Saucedo on the right side, Sandoval on the left side. Grip and Alex Sandoval at the forwards. Winnie is still in the stopper position. Justin
nice
Pierce,
ball, looking long,
left fullback.
Looking long for Mike Grip.
Rock Island has Burkhalter at sweeper, number 20. Number 8, Jeremy Vroman, one of the fullback spots. It looks like number 17, Jeff Davies, is the stopper.
A corner kick for the Panthers. Blocked out of bounds nicely. See on the sideline, we see UT warming up another goalie. That's Mark Ellis, the junior varsity goalie. In 11 games, the junior varsity's only given up 1 goal. That being earlier on tonight against the Rocky junior varsity.
Saucedo
putting it low.
on the ground.
Looking for King. Shot hard and low by Sandoval. Nothing there. Knocked away by Saucedo. Rock
Saucedo
Island's
gets a shot off.
Rock Island's defense
There's
rushing
Werner.
out very, very well.
Werner still out there contending for it. Ooh.
Controlled nicely by Saucedo. Good hustle, Saucedo and Anderson. Good defense by Anderson. Knocking the ball away. Knocked down nicely by Werner again. Finally cleared out of trouble. Looking up long for the Oper. Something quick,
Jeff
long
Davies
left.
cleared it out.
But Kip will be there to play the ball away.
That was Terry
Rocky
Peterson
still
giving
with a
chase.
4-on-4, 4-on-3 advantage.
Ty Anderson switching fields, looking for Broman.
Coming down the right side.
And there he is. Got hands all over him.
UT throw in. Side flagman awards the ball to UT. However, Eno Hernandez, the center ref, overrules that.
And makes it a foul with Rock Island getting the kick.
Assistant coaches for Rock Island, Jim Bustard and Steve Wolford. Jim Bustard, glad to see that he's still here. I had heard a rumor that his wife is due at any time now. So if we look over and he's, oh, excellent save by Thiem. Good turn, quick shot. Thiem leaving his feet, but not being content to knock the ball down, but getting his hands on and pulling it right into his stomach. There's no rebound chance.
Saucedo.
Anyway, we wish Jim and his wife well.
Scott Doper going over his back. Saucedo got the call. Looks like Werner will take the kick.
Werner, long kick from deep. Up the sideline, Anderson giving chase, or Broad rather, let the ball roll out of bounds. Substitution for the Rocks. Number 9, Jason Smith, junior midfielder, back into the game.
Coming out is number 14, Terry Peterson.
Terry Peterson. Looks like Smith is going to be going back into that forward spot, though. Keeping fresh legs out there. Had a couple of good chances at some long runs. Goalie playing the ball with his feet, now picked up. Punts it out, midfield. Anderson contesting with Werner. Anderson.
Whoa!
A little bit of a strong push in the back by Werner.
Yeah, it looks like
Rock
they traded him
Island
a little while ago, and Ty's was a little weaker,
Winnie
but he got
marking
away
the
with
Oper
it.
very closely. Winnie all the way back. Heads the ball wide. Be throwing for the Rocks. Well into the offensive end again. Could have a play on this one. Drops it back
Ty
for Anderson. Anderson just loses
misplays
control
it. It's
over
going to be a goal kick.
UT subs coming back in. Number 19, Sean Kozad. Number 12, Josh Evans.
Number 7,
Jason Delacruz.
Mike Grip coming out for well-deserved rest, as is Alex Sandoval and Elias Saucedo. Now it looks like we're going to have, who are we going to have in the middle?
Sandoval with the ball. Contested for it. Nice steal by Broman. Broman, beautiful
Outside
pass.
to number 9, Jason Smith. Great
Kip.
cover on the
Good
part of
hustle
Kip.
to erase it.
It'll be only a corner kick for
for him.
Rock Island.
Flag pointed down, not toward the throw-in.
Looks
Broman
like
will take
Zach Broman's going to take. Nope, he's setting it up. Ty Anderson's going to take. No,
I think that's
Broad's
Broad.
going to take it.
Anderson's in the middle of the field.
Broad being
Good
the
height.
lefty, going to try and hook it in there towards the middle of the goal.
Thiem has to make sure he's not visually shielded on this ball.
Kicked
Kick
it way
high and
to the
over
other side of the goal.
Still kept inside the box by the Rocks. Ball poked away nicely. Given
That's
chase
Justin
for.
Pierce. Josh Evans with the ball, but it looks like Delacruz gets called for the hold.
Some little extracurricular activity there.
Being set up by Broman. Number 8, Jeremy Broman. But it looks like number...
Looks like they're looking for something long right.
Clayton Kip to King. King outside to Jason
Delacruz.
Delacruz. Gets shielded off the ball very expertly. Oh, kicked out of bounds. It'll be Throw in U.T. There's
Substitutions
King.
in for the Panthers.
One substitute. Little be Eric Andrus for Nick Sandoval.
Andrus. Coach Weaver starting to get a little bit deeper into his bench. 20 minutes to go in the 20 minutes and 20 seconds exactly with a 3-1 score. Deflect off of Kozad, Rock Island throw in. Substitution up for the Rocks. Tyler Hadeen played an excellent game so far.
Andrus only a junior. He'll be back next year.
I got to compliment Mike Winnie for his fine defense. Haven't called his name so much tonight. And that's a good sign for Winnie because he's on defense marking up against Scott Dioper. It's like he's been given the assignment of making sure that the strong player Dioper stays out of the offense.
Werner.
Warner.
Whoa! Over the back.
From behind. Good recognition by Warner. If he would have passed the ball, his players would have been outside. So by just carrying and going on through, he just about broke through. Actually, a very smart foul by Ty Anderson.
I think he's trying to get a little bit of referee play there, but Eno's having no part of it. Werner, looking for Dela Cruz. There's Ferry outside to Pierce. Vroman upfield, but nobody there except Clayton.
Ball roll out of bounds. Spence Johnson in the lineup for the Panthers now, number 23.
Spence looks like he's gonna fill in for Mike Werner, the other outside fullback. Mike with a well-deserved rest.
Played real strong the whole game.
Kip with a long throw. Chipped by Josh Evans.
And Dela Cruz.
Josh Evans gets it on his foot. Still has the ball. Gives it up to number 13.
Very nice control of the ball. It's passed over to Spence Johnson. Johnson will play it all the way back to the sweeper.
Kip.
Long pass to the right. Well-timed run. Looks like Broad's
over
first
there.
Player there, though, just
out
a little
of bounds,
bit too high.
It'll be a throw in. Broad.
That was Ferry appearing from the middle of the field.
Ty Anderson. Back to Broad. Out of bounds. King. Long throw in, looking for Dela Cruz. Up in the air, he can't see it.
Ball's in the middle. Hit it out nicely. That's dangerous. Timed the ball straight up in the air in the middle of the field there. Kozad contesting for the ball.
Pierce. Mistouches it.
Too.
Pass back to Vroman. Evans looking for Dela Cruz. Cleared out by Burkhalter. Looks like we have a hold on the part of number 17, Jeff Davies.
Fouled Evans from behind. This will be pretty close for a restart. Probably too far out to make the shot. For only one assist or one pass away from it.
Just about 35 yards out.
You'll see Rock Island holding the line there, but usually just before it's kicked, one or two players will jump back. If East Moline can time it and go with them, there goes Kozad in with it. There goes Dela Cruz for a shot. Excellent position by the fullback. Was close enough to Dela Cruz to get out there quickly to smother any potential shot.
And the goalie also was there to block it, so they were definitely waiting for it.
Ferry will take the corner kick now. Here we see Dioper coming all the way to the other side of the field, and there goes Winnie right along with him. Probably 50, 55 yards away from the play, and the other team in possession of the ball. Dioper just trying to shake Winnie. Cross into the middle.
Eric Andrus. Controls.
Ball played out.
Jeremy
Vroman. By Vroman.
There's Pierce. Pierce back. There's another one downfield by number 9, Jason Smith. But it's out of bounds.
Just out of bounds.
Justin Pierce will take the throw in.
16:30 left in the game. Pierce looks back, checks the keeper theme.
Up. Oh, he didn't.
Off the Panthers. Broman with the throw-in. Winnie marking Dioper very closely. Good position by Woody. No, don't
Tyler
gamble.
Hadeen,
Don't try to
good
poke
throw.
away.
Thrown in by Tyler Hadeen. That's number 17, back to Hadeen. Number 17, Jeff Davies.
Good disciplined defense
Going to be
for
a
the
goal
Panthers.
kick.
All their defenders staying on their mark, staying on their man. Spence Johnson and Ty Anderson. Of course, Winnie had Dioper there. Everybody else was well marked up too. Long kick coming up, taken by Winnie here. Winnie's got a man open left, kicks long down the middle of the field. Looking for Kozad. Roman, ball headed down, going to be out of bounds. Throw in for the Panthers.
Jeff Davies gets it out of bounds, can't get it to the other Vroman. Kip, long throw in to Kozad. Kozad flicks it, but Rock Island, there's Kozad to Ferry. Ferry to Winnie. Winnie has DeOper on him. Upfield to Kozad. Kozad with great touch and great speed.
Hesitation step, looking to pass, long with the right foot.
Puts it in the middle. Looking
Roman
for
with a good head ball.
Dela Cruz.
DeOper coming back nicely for it. Long left-footed pass down the middle of the field.
Justin Pierce, excellent coverage.
DeOper calling for the ball. He's loose to Winnie by a little
There's
bit.
Kip. Ooh, Ferry slips. Oh. We're going to have a yellow card.
A little bit of a hard foul on that one.
Number 16, Ty Anderson, will be carded because he clipped him from behind. Again, I don't think Ty was trying to do that. It just happened that Josh stopped and he caught him right across the back of the leg. And I think that Ty was just in the wrong place when he made the sweep, just like it was earlier when Josh Ferry did it.
Pat, is it a requirement in high school? Does the player have to come out on a yellow card?
I think in high school you have to.
Aaron Cavistol checks in for Ty in that.
Josh Evans, ball's up in the air. There's Doper, there's Dela Cruz, there's Dela Cruz. Little pushing and a shoving on the part of Dela Cruz.
Dela Cruz called for the foul. Rock Island trying to push up his outside wings.
Buckhalter setting the ball.
Roman going up. Andrus going with him.
You can see the 10 yards and they're not getting it, fans. But they don't need it.
Good strong kick.
Andrus to Pierce. Ooh, Pierce shielded well, but he still gets his foot in there. Dela Cruz looks outside. There's Kozad with that great speed. Almost gets to the ball. Oops. There's King with the ball, just tapped away.
Good defense by Roman. Ball.
There's Pierce. Oh, had a hold of him. And they gave it play on because UT maintained it, but then they kicked it out of bounds, so it'll be Rocky throw in. Number 17, Jeff Davies coming over to take it.
Davies checks the goalie.
Dela Cruz covering up the goalie. There's Cavisto, that great touch. There's Ferry looking in the middle for Spence Johnson, but
nice
loses the ball. Number 10, Boudelier.
Looking for Broad, left, long, down the left sideline.
Broad with great speed.
Winnie had better stay with DeOper, just over the top of DeOper.
DeOper still has control of it. Oh, I don't think he was trying for a field goal, but he'd have got 3 points on that one.
Load up the left foot on that with a quick turn and shoot. DeOper doesn't waste much time getting that ball in on goal. Anytime he's touching it from 20 yards in, if you're the goalie, you better be looking for it coming hard at you. Don't be checking the passes or the crosses or anything.
Good players can do that. Turn and shoot, quick fire. Josh Ferry coming out, being replaced by Alex Sandoval. Ryan King going into the middle.
Kozad with a little bit of room in front of him.
Kozad with a great chip to himself. Looking in the middle. Keeping it so he... Oh,
Andrus with a long
Andrus
shot.
with a long shot. I think they were both just bumping and grinding. It wasn't anything intentional.
Corner kick for the Panthers. Who's going to take it here? Pat Andrus?
Looks like Eric Andrus will take it, number 13. Pierce following his man all the way out.
Panthers,
so
5 other receivers inside the box now.
Spence Johnson on top of the box. Alex Sandoval, Ryan King, Sean Kozad, all inside the box looking for the ball.
It's a low, hard kick. Deflection. There's Spence Johnson trying to get a foot on it.
Ring King taking a shot.
King knocked down.
Rock Island player just there's DeOper.
Long kick up the sideline, looking for Vroman.
That excellent foot control, ball control on the part of Jason Kip on those volleys. There's King with good tackle on the part of Rock Island player number 17, Jeff Davies. Chip downfield, there's Dela Cruz, but Davies is there.
Dela Cruz with the ball still, one more man to beat. Could not step around it.
Well, he got through the first four guys, but they just keep coming. Kip gets there, has control in the middle. Good clear by Burkhalter. King looking for. There's
Just
Delacruz.
offsides on Delacruz.
Offsides by about a yard.
Very close. I'm impressed with Rock Island's defense's ability to play as a unit and push up or run up very, very quickly. And once they're there, even step up that extra 2 yards or so to catch the UT players offsides. Rock Island needs to push for an offensive thrust. They've got Ty Anderson ready to check in again.
10.5 minutes left.
Ball headed down the middle of the field.
Roman, King.
Nice steal by King.
Still got it.
Good control.
Outside
Still with King.
Spence, Johnson. Looking downfield
Nice
for
pass
Evans.
down the left side.
And Delacruz almost there. Who's that going? Looks like East Moline will be a throw-in. Ryan King,
Panther throw-in.
hurry up throw-in. Looking inside. There's Josh Evans. There's Delacruz wide open. They didn't mark him up. Now will be a corner kick.
Corner kick for the Panthers. I've had subs up for the Rocks for quite a while now, but UT hasn't made a mistake to put the ball out of bounds. You cannot just sub on any stoppage you play. It can only be your throw-in or, of course, a goal kick for either end.
Dan Tutsky and Ty Anderson waiting to come in. There's the kick by
Andrus, right?
Andrus.
Ooh,
Chipped out
defense.
by Roman.
King loading up.
It looks
Ball
like it'll
just
be
bounces
another
over.
corner kick.
Corner kick on the other side for the Panthers. See who'll take this one. Will Andrus do it from both sides?
And who's
No
going over
Panther
there,
player
boys? Somebody
running over
needs.
to take it.
I don't think they realize they better send to play. Ryan King looks like he's going to go over and do it. Ryan is probably one of the few that can take it with either foot, but I think he'll probably do it with his right foot, but I'm not sure. Yeah, he's going to use his right foot.
Spence Johnson on around the middle. Evans up on a header. Yes! Whoa!
Evans with a great header. Far corner away from the goalie. That makes it 4-1 by the sophomore.
That's what we talked about earlier. If you have a defender in front of you want to head it up into one of the corners. If there's no one in front of you, you want to go low under the goalie. And they've worked that to perfection. First perfect pass for an assist from King for the goal by Josh Evans. That makes the score 4-1. That with exactly 9 minutes left on the clock right now.
Just took East Moline a while to get their guys in gear, but once they started to roll.
Well, when you've got a good, tall, strong athlete like Evans who can jump very well too, good basketball player and such, but when he can jump very, very well, you might as well use him. And there's where that height advantage. Nothing wrong by the Rock Island defense at all. Just that when the guy's 6'3" and you're only 5'10", you just can't get up in the air as much as he can.
And Josh didn't get a chance to play last year with the club teams because of other commitments to basketball, and they're kind of hoping that he'll be able to play a little more soccer this spring because of the way things have developed. It'll certainly keep his edge on the soccer field a little better if he gets a chance to play next spring.
Foul by Kozad. Rock Island desperately needing something here. 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in a 4-1 game. 3 goals is a big margin. Long kick to the middle of the box. Delacruz outside of King. Nice, what they call an overlap run. King, long pass on the middle for
There's
Kozad.
Kozad wide open in the middle.
Here comes the goalie out.
Oh, beautiful
just got a
save.
hand up.
Just
excellent.
Sean just chipped it over him, and the goalie already down put a hand up, and it was beautiful save. Beautiful save
I
by
don't know if he
Tatey.
hit the goalie's hand or the
Mike
goalie
Tatey
was
with
just
that
quick.
save.
Excellent reflexes
Delacruz
by
outside to Andrus. Roman kicks it away, but it's out of bounds. It'll be UT throw-in.
That goal had gone for Kozad. 5-1 for lead would have definitely been insurmountable. Andrus with a throw-in. Looking in the middle of the field.
Andrus
Ball headed
still
on back
there.
to Andrus. Andrus contesting Kozad with a 2.
There's King.
Pulled down by King nicely. Can't do much
Makes
with
a
it in
move.
the air.
Oh, looking in the middle, but he didn't see Tyler Hadeen standing there.
Warner with a nice through pass. There's Sandoval on a run. Chips up over him. Goal!
It's a goal. Beautiful shot by Alex Sandoval.
Beautiful pass by Warner to lead him on
Mike
that.
Werner, that's a little bit of teamwork there. Alex Sandoval with that great family speed demonstrated by he and Nick. Puts another one in.
That makes the score 5-1. Good
Rock
crowd
Island.
following the Panthers as well as the Rocks tonight.
Jason
Not much
Smith.
on the far side of the field, but definitely on the home side of the field beneath is here. Quite a bit of noise kicking
Jason
up.
Smith coming back into the game. Number 17, Jeff Davies coming out for a well-deserved break. He's been playing his heart out there. So far, things have not gone too much Rock Island's way since the opening score when they led 1-0.
Starting to see a few shoulders droop on Rock Island's part. You can also see UT kind of smelling blood now. There goes Sandoval running right by. A little bit of unfair charge from behind. Sandoval contesting he was
obstructed, and I think that's what you'll see on the replay if you look at it, but
as long as
neither referee called it. Yeah, that Rocky player was looking over his shoulder, positioning himself well in front of him.
King with the ball.
A stick.
Something long left could work. There it is.
Kozad with that great speed. But number 18, Rob Myers, gets there first. Kozad with the quick throw.
Quickly
looks in the middle. Dela Cruz was there, but he couldn't quite get it to him. Pierce tries to get it. Eric Andrus. Andrus doesn't quite get there. There's Kip.
Hang the ball
Andrus.
Down for Andrus.
Stuck in away by Broman. Ty Anderson there, but Andrus gets his foot in there.
Hustle.
Dela Cruz.
Dela Cruz trip seam to take him down. This could be a card.
This looks like a card for Buckhalter. He was real high on that. He didn't catch him in the knees. He caught, in the shins. He caught him in the knees.
Well, Dela Cruz definitely had a breakaway as Burkhalter missed the ball on that one. Dela Cruz is down now. Clock is stopped with 1 second under 6 minutes to play.
Well, that's what, the 4th yellow card this evening?
Not exactly sure, at least the 3rd.
Well, at 6 minutes left to go in the game, Jason Dela Cruz took one right on the knees, so he's definitely gonna probably come out of the game.
Breaking the lineup, they're announcing the cheerleaders. I'll let you pick up the names over the intercom here. Good athletic ability on the part of the cheerleaders, Pat.
Well, that's one thing that's been a staple on the sidelines for the East Moline team so far this year. Cheerleaders, varsity cheerleaders, and I haven't seen any other school so far that have had any out there. We've been at Moline, we've been at Rocky, and we've been at Alleman, and we're the only team so far that's got them.
JV score 5-1. JV score earlier on tonight was a 5-1 victory for the Panthers.
No.
I hope this is not serious for Dela Cruz. As we mentioned before, he's from what we have understood, tomorrow he's going to be the Moline Dispatch pace setter, player of the week, due to his 3-goal performance in the second half against the Moline game in the fine comeback by UT, as well as his continued scoring in their most recent game too.
He had a hat trick against Orion the very next game, so he was on a roll. So he's pace setter, deservedly so. Ryan King going to take the free kick. The referee starts the game. King takes the shot just wide. Sandoval and Kozad both there had it bounced off the goalie.
I think he's looking for a low hard ball to be deflected in there.
Well, now the goalie's got 3 balls to choose from.
Goal kick for the Rocks. 5:40 left in the game.
Number 19, Sam. Oh my goodness, that's a good one, Dave. I can't do that.
Zakalski.
Zakalski?
Let's just call him Sam.
That'll work. Okay. Andrus out, Grip in.
Evans. Mark Ellis, the junior varsity goalie, into the lineup for the Panthers now. Trying to hold the score at no more than 1 for the Rocks. Ellis been playing very well.
King taking the long free kick. Chips it up. There's Kozad waiting for the ball.
Didn't quite
chipped out by number 9, Jason Smith. Evans taken away. There's Smith, there's King.
King, good foot skills. Nice
Looking
chip
for
pass.
Kozad offsides. It's
Kozad
right in
offside
front of the
zone.
ref, so it's not something he can definitely argue about.
It's the passer's job to get the ball to him if he's out there, but if it's just the forward's job to stay on side until the pass comes. Rock Island will restart in the middle of the field. If they have any chance at all, they're going to have to almost score in the next few seconds here. Perhaps a long pass, hitting Joper on a fly or a streak. Look at Rock Island, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players. 7 players up right on the forward line.
Sandoval
Leaves them open to
looking for Josh Evans.
Counterattack. Evans running
Josh
right
with
to the ball.
great speed and size. But Sam was there, taking over for Buckhalter. Kicked out. There's Grip. King going up. Roman, King going up again. Little put.
Bit of a push in the back.
Smith, number 14 took one right, and then Terry Peterson took one in the face from Spence Johnson.
I think he's got a bloody nose.
But it
We'll
was
have
the
to leave
ball,
field
yeah.
on that. That'll bring Anderson, the sub, in on the injury.
Looks like it's Broad, number 5, coming in.
Correct.
Winnie